Cam Reddish is a player, rookie for the Atlanta Hawks, small forward, 10th overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft, out of Duke, averaging 9.3 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists per game on 35.2% from the field, 31.2% from 3, 78.9% from the line. And he hasn't really been great in his rookie year. But he's turned a corner over the past 10 games. He is averaging 13.9 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 1.5 assists per game on 43.2% shooting from the field, 45.3% shooting from 3 on 5.3 attempts, so that's really good, and 86.4% from the line. And the thing about Cam Reddish is, when I saw him coming out of high school, when you watched him play, not on mixtapes, but like when you watch like high school tapes of him, you saw someone that had potential, like all-star, top 3 pick potential, and I think he's weird because he really hasn't been given the chance to show off his full talent since high school. He committed to Duke. He was the first to commit to Duke out of the freshmen, and he thought he was going to be in the same position that, Brandon Ingram was in, or a Jason Tatum was in. But he gets there, and then R.J. Barrett, who was the number 1 player in the class, joins, and then Zion Williamson, who's another top 3 recruit, joined that class as well. So Cam was kind of pushed to the side as Zion and R.J. kind of took over the show at Duke. So that's funny to me because, again, it just shows that he really wasn't given that chance. Had he gone to a school like Kentucky, I think he's the best player in that team. If he goes to a school, like UCLA, he's probably the best player on that team. There were a lot of teams that Cam Reddish would have been the first or second best player on. It just so happens that he happened to be on the same team as 2 National Player of the Year contenders with R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson. And then he gets drafted by Atlanta. He was the 10th overall pick. And he gets drafted as a shooting guard, small forward type. He can play both. But he was the second small forward taken off the board. And, with him, they give DeAndre Hunter more minutes. DeAndre Hunter is the starter for that team. It makes sense, obviously, to be honest. But, you get the team, and, you may be saying, well, he should be doing more. He should be doing more because, with John Collins going out, Cam Reddish being as talented as he is, and he's really talented, should have stepped up. But, Trae Young being who he is. And the thing is, it really going to Duke, if he doesn't go to Duke, we're not talking about Cam Reddish the way we are right now, where we say that he isn't good, he's not living up to his expectations. It's early. You gotta think about that as well. Look at guys like Paul George, look at guys like Gordon Hayward, look at guys like Jimmy Butler to an extent, you look at Jaylen Brown. These are guys who didn't have the best rookie years. They didn't put up these standout numbers. Look at Kawhi Leonard is another example. But look at all those guys again, and they didn't have standout rookie years, and then they slowly elevated it. And I think that could happen for Cam Reddish. He's extremely talented. He can play the shooting guard. He can play small forward. I even think he has the skills to play point guard. That's how good I think he is. It was kind of maddening to see. I understand Zion and R.J. kind of took up the whole show at Duke, but I would have liked to see, Duke run Cam Reddish at point guard move, because I think he has skills to be, a serviceable second point guard or secondary ball handler in the NBA. So again, there is that. He's just so talented, and he'll show these flashes of his talent. Like, there are nights he looks like, wow, this guy should be a top 3 pick. Why didn't he go top 3? And other nights you wonder why he was even drafted in the top 10 of the lottery. So again, it's inconsistency. But I think a lot of the inconsistency has to do with having an inconsistent role in an offense. I haven't watched the Hawks that much, but you know, depending on how they use Cam Reddish, you know, that could be affecting it. I know it affected him at Duke a lot. You know, when he didn't have the ball in his hands, he was basically spot-up shooting. And that is something that has affected a lot of players. Look at Harrison Barnes, who coming out of college at North Carolina was viewed as this great shot creator who had, you know, real scoring potential. He goes to Golden State and is basically reduced to being a spot-up shooter. And that really kind of changed his career trajectory, in my opinion, when he doesn't get that opportunity to grow and develop as the player as talented as him. You know, but again, I also don't think that always is the case. You know, Paul George was a player that, you know, really wasn't much his rookie year. Jaylen Brown was a player that wasn't much his rookie year. And specifically, it was someone like Jaylen Brown, where, you know, he was solid his first few years, but you're seeing now what he can be when given the opportunity to grow and develop. And I think that can be said about Cam Reddish. I think Cam Reddish has potential to be a starter in this league. I think he has potential to be an all-star. I think he has Paul George-like potential. We're just not seeing it right now because he's, you know, having an inconsistent role, you know. And I think he will improve over time. He's going to be a guy, in my opinion, that will make that jump in year 2. And we will see Cam Reddish that, you know, the Cam Reddish we all saw coming out of high school. I think it's a little early right now to give up on him, as is with any rookie. But, you know, look at guys in the past. Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown's another example. Brandon Ingram. Again, look at Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram was, honestly, had a similar rookie year to Cam Reddish so far. You know, just under 10 points a game. Showed signs and showed flashes of greatness, but, you know, it wasn't consistent at all. And you look at Brandon Ingram now, he's averaging 25 points, being on a team fighting for a playoff spot, and he's an all-star. So, again, that's another example of guys that went high in the draft, but, you know, didn't necessarily work out year 1 or year 2. But be patient with Cam Reddish. He's too talented, in my opinion, not to be a good player. You know, but he's going to struggle early on. And again, finding that consistency. Again, if he went to a school like Kentucky, we are talking about Cam Reddish completely differently, in my opinion, because, you know, he's given more opportunity to be the guy. He's given more opportunity to prove himself and expand on his game in college and expand on his game in his rookie year. Again, if he would be a top 3 pick had he gone to a school that didn't have Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett, who both had some of the better freshman seasons I've ever seen. But again, his circumstances really kind of dictated what we see from Cam Reddish right now. But you know, don't give up on him. I have high hopes for Cam Reddish. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. If you liked the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. I make videos like this all the time. What are your thoughts on Cam Reddish? Put those in the comments below. Links to all my social medias in the description, as always. And have a nice day.